So here we are again. The story broke a good few days ago. So me personally, day 2. And has any of the mainstream media and the royal channels broke the story yet? Yeah, that's crickets. You can. Excuse me. Sorry. That's crickets that you can hear. So let's go through them all. Oh wait, no. Here we are. So with Meghan snubs royals. Royal meltdown. Meghan sheds a tear. Bloody whoop-de bloody do. Britain turns on Meghan. Something to do with reform. Castles to cameras. Megxit 5 years later. Disastrous PR week for the Harkles. Why Mary and Hagen are... Christ knows why. It could be anything. Why are they such imbeciles? We will never know. Megxit, Prince Harry, the truth about Meghan. From Megxit to Jam. Now, I'm going to go on. I don't care about Harry and Meghan right now. What I care about is the story that's I put up on my channel about a top royal aide that says allegedly Andrew is sleeping with children. I have to say allegedly to cover my own ass, because it never came out my mouth, it came out of his mouth. There's pictures of this dude with the royal family. He was in a relationship with Fergie. Yeah, so I would reckon to know he knows the family pretty well. Let's go on. From Abdullah to a message to Donald Trump. Oh, this is this cult leader. We've got a cult leader in the UK who claims that he's the true Pope.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear father.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear sister and companion Tiffany. Assalamu alaikum, father. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brother and companion Joe.
See, as soon as they start, if they start that, I'm out of here because I cannot bloody stand that cat-walling and noise.
Thank you for having us here today to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
We have a question for you, basically, and to preface that question,
yeah. My question is to you, why aren't you locked up in a lunatic asylum? You're not the new Pope. You're not Jesus Christ. You're not the reincarnation in Muhammad. You're not bloody all the other prophets that came before him. You're nothing but a charlatan. Why is anybody giving any credence to this lunatic? Why don't you ask that question?
Just wanted to say there's a lot of noise on social media. There's a lot of discussion about the speech.
Yeah, because it's a fake.
That you've made recently, where you came forward and you declared that you are the true and rightful successor to Jesus Christ and you are the true Pope. This news has...
a true and rightful successor in Jesus Christ. So what does that mean? That he is also the Son of God? And what? So now, what was it? Instead of Trinity, what do we have? A quadrinity or? Like, the true and successor in Jesus Christ, what the hell? I think this man be smoking too much of the ganja, you know.
Spread like wildfire across social media. This is a conversation that is ongoing. All of these influencers and people who are in the conservative Christian world have heard.
Yeah, and we're taking the piss out of them.
This news, and they're discussing it. They're discussing it at length. People are making accusations. People are looking further into your claim, and it's a very interesting time that we're living through right now. And I think that there's...
Of course, it's an interesting time we're living in right now. We have like people like in the UK that do not give a flying fig about grooming gangs. We do have people in the UK right now, and this guy lives in Crewe in England. So we have people in England that don't give a flying fig about the Andrew situation. Yeah, we have a lot of issues in 2025. We have men that think they're women. We have like kids that think they're cats. Yeah, like honestly, if an asteroid was like sending on a trajectory towards Earth right now, you know, I wouldn't be adverse to just hitting it, you know.
There's no such thing as coincidence. Even the president of the United States has entered this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a frenzy. It's gone viral. There's no doubt that it's reached every small home, every big city.
It's gone viral because you're claiming you are the Pope and you are Jesus Christ. In the Bible, it even states that no one will come after Jesus Christ. He is the Messiah, and when he does return, it'll be take all his believers to heaven. So here's a proposition for you, fake Jesus. If you're so powerful, right, and you're the Messiah returned, why don't you lift like all the believers in Jesus Christ and take us all up to heaven? You can't, because you're nothing but a BS lying hypocrite.
Major influencers, major platforms. There are some people who are clout chasing. You see these people who have 20, 30,000 views per video.
Clout chasing! You're calling people that are calling you out clout chasing. You're the ultimate clout chaser, you absolute hypocrite. You're claiming to be Jesus Christ. If that is not the biggest clout chaser, then the most famous man in history. The most famous man in history. The most well-known man in history. You call anybody that calls you out a clout chaser. Yeah. Where is the nurse with this guy's meds? Because I think he's needing some lithium.
Now they're talking about you. They're getting millions. But we also see major conservative Christians, like Michael Knowles from Daily Mail, that's linked with Ben Shapiro. All of the influencers in the Christian world that are talking about you are all, it's a Trump base.
Yeah.
So it was definitely no coincidence that we see that video that came out, that interview, where somebody said, what do you think about Pope Francis' death? He said, well, I'd like to be Pope. So we clicked onto that. Certainly.
That was a troll, oh my god, obviously this guy does not know Trump's sense of humour. That was a troll. Trump done a meme where he put himself in the Pope uniform. Everybody knew it was a troll. We all know what Trump's like, don't make a big thing out of this. You're making a massive thing out of this, and it's not even that.
He's heard about this news after your speech to the Christians, and after that great miracle after Pope Francis' death, a lot of Christians are confused.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. They claimed this lunatic here claimed that him and his cult were the ones that killed the last Pope. It wasn't the fact that he was like in his 90s, or the fact that he had like tons and tons of medical issues, and no. Them screaming outside the Vatican was the one. That's what done him in, These people.
Scared. Some of them are calling you the Antichrist. They're mocking, they're attacking, but there's also a lot of Christians who are...
You are the Antichrist. You maybe not be the Antichrist, But an antichrist is it's like someone claiming to be Jesus when they're not. So you are an antichrist.
Seriously looking into this call and this matter. There's other Christians linking it to the Malachi prophecy. We see that a lot. So we
by
know.
the way, this is a Muslim sect called the Ahmadi religion. If you want to see them getting taken the utter piss out of, there's a great debate against them and a guy called Dr. David Wood, who I cannot praise enough, and an ex-Muslim called Apostate Prophet. They decided to debate two of these Ahmadis, and the Ahmadis basically got their asses handed to them.
That this is the major talk right now amongst the American Christians. And then lo and behold, we wake up this morning and what do we see? We see that Trump actually posted on his official Truth Social site an AI image of him as Pope.
It's a meme! Do you not understand the concept of a bloody meme? He done it because we got the first, not we, but America got the first American Pope ever. Trump, we all know Trump likes his memes. We know this. We know this because with him calling Justin Trudeau-bag, the governor of Canada, trying to get Canada to be the 51st state. He memes all the time. He memes all the time. And you guys are literally taking this seriously.
And quite frankly, we just believe that he's trolling you at this point.
Yes, we do. And we were just wondering if you had anything to say on the matter, any sort of feedback that you could give us about what's going on.
By the way, all you see all these people that are sitting in his fancy schmancy house. Do you know, he made all of them sell their own homes, all their belongings, and so that they could buy this place. If that doesn't sound like cult leader to me, I don't know what was. He also has sex with his followers. Doesn't that sound very familiar to another prophet that had sex with his followers? Oh yeah, who was that? Muhammad.
So I think that I would like to take the opportunity to actually do something that the Prophet Muhammad had done before, and that was...
What was that? You want to, what was that? Are you? I think. Are you going to take a child bride? Are you going to marry a 6-year-old and then consummate it at 9? Is that what you're going to copy in the Prophet's footsteps? I would love to see this. Not a child being harmed, but you just know because this guy thinks he's like Muhammad, Jesus, all rolled into one. Muhammad in the Bible and Muhammad in the Quran aren't even the same person. They're not even the same person. If you read passages and things like that, the Muhammad in the Quran isn't the same person. Jesus was kind, compassionate, didn't want to start wars. Whereas you get the Muhammad and the Jesus in the Quran, was just he's like Muhammad, a warmonger.
The religion of Islam had first started, the Prophet Muhammad he actually addressed the different kings and emperors of the world, and he sent them letters.
Yeah, because he was jealous because he wasn't one. So what did he have to do? He had to take them by force. He could, I think about this, this is a religion where you can't leave or you'll be murdered, right? So people live in fear for saying that they're an ex-Muslim. People live in fear of criticising Muhammad and stuff like that, or they'll be executed. A religion shouldn't have to keep people through fear of them leaving, because they know if they had to read the Quran and the Hadiths, they guys would be out of there. but they use fear and intimidation and the threat of being beheaded and things like that as so these people don't leave. Whereas in Christianity, like, none of that happens, you know. You can leave Christianity and and then you can choose to come back to it and bring Jesus into your heart again and declare him like the one true Lord, you know. In Islam, you can't do that. If you ever dared to do that in Islam, you'd be dead. So what sort of religion has to keep their followers through fear tactics? You would want people to stay in the religion because of the message, because of like the things that it does, like the kindness it shows, the help, the charity, things like that. Not through the fear that if they leave, they're going to be executed. That's where I have a problem with Islam.
And he sent them messengers inviting them to the religion of God and the religion of Islam. And I would like to take this opportunity to address the Emperor of the United States of America, Emperor Trump. I would like to invite him.
Ooh, Emperor Trump. I quite like that name. Emperor Trump. And let it be known here, it wasn't me that said it, it was this fool. Emperor Trump. He doesn't even know the difference between a president and an emperor. Bloody idiot.
Towards the Ahmadi religion of peace and light. I would like to invite him towards the Dawah and the religion of Imam al-Mahdi, the seventh.
Why the hell would Trump leave his Christian religion to go and follow a false prophet and join your cult? Why would you do that? This is beyond delusional at this point.
Covenant. If he does so, he'll find in their goodness. He will have an opportunity to be a great ruler. He won't have an opportunity to be Pope, unfortunately, because I already claimed that. And so the person who claims it first is the true claimant, and the person who claims afterwards is a false claimant. So he cannot be the true Pope. I'm the true Pope. That's done. It's over. It's non-negotiable. And I'm the representative of God on earth. But
listen, mate, you like, I hope you have like 20 million bodyguards like standing like and keeping you safe, because you literally claiming that you are the Pope is a very dangerous statement to make. You're not the Pope. You are not the true Pope. Jesus wasn't even the Pope, you know. Muhammad wasn't a Pope. It seems to me like you've attached all these like holy labels to yourselves, and then decided that, oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll be that as well. What else have we got here? We've got 8 different angels. Alright, I'll say it. So, I'll be the Pope, I'll be the angel Gabriel, I'll be Michael, I'll be all these different archangels. I'll be Gabriel, I'll be, I'm losing my track of, like, the different archangels here. We'll even venture into like lesser angels like Castiel and like all these different ones, you know. Like, I am all of these people, and I am the head of everything, you know. Even though I'm an utter nut job. Why is this guy even in the UK? That's what I would like to know. Why is he in the UK? Why are we allowing cults, literal cults in the UK? That just shows you how bad UK is fallen. And then with that, I move on to my next subject, because this is what I started with, right? So, let's see how many of the so-called royal family, the royal family YouTube channels have mentioned Prince Harry's extra-curricular activities. We've got Peacemaker Meghan. We've got why Meghan and Harry are on the boundaries of divorce. You know, on and 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 on. Not one single channel. Not one. Not one. What is it? Are you afraid that you're gonna lose your paycheck this month if you report on this? And that's a joke, because obviously the sugars, we accuse the sugars of being paid. So before you literally take that literally, it's a joke. But at the end of the day, why aren't you reporting on this? What we don't want to see the back of Lily Bucks's head. I don't want to hear what kind of shoes Nutjob is wearing. I don't want to hear that Andrew was pushed to the back at some bloody church service. I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to hear that Meghan's mixing up her dried poke flowers and some pre-made cake mix. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. What I want to hear are you guys doing your bloody job and reporting on a story that's came out from a royal aide that Andrew was allegedly sleeping with kids. And also to boot, why not try also making a video of Charles's decades-long relationship with Savile, with Jimmy Savile? But no. I was a monarchist, but since this new iteration of the royal family have landed on our doorstep, I shake my head in shame and embarrassment. And yeah, that might make some people hate me, that might make some people despise me, because how do we criticise the saintly royal family? Of course we should. They're human beings as well. It's not as if they were sent down from heaven with bloody wings on. Some of them were actually sent up from flaming hell with horns on. So we'll go by it again. This is day 2. Let's see if day 3 fruits any stories regarding Prince Andrew. I'm beginning to doubt it, though. I'm beginning to doubt it. Because why report on children who are being sexually exploited when the best story that you can come up with is Megan Nuts having a podcast thing with that idiot that owns It Cosmetics, or having a video chat with Gwyneth Paltrow? I mean, That's the news we all want to hear, isn't it? That's the breaking news we all want to hear. Not the fact like that about like these children, and I'm not just talking about British children. Virginia Giuffre was American, an American woman who mysteriously got hit by a bus, which was a fender bender. Was in hospital, got home, and then 2 weeks later, mysteriously died of suicide. Why isn't no one asking questions about this? No one. Not one person. But keep asking your mundane, boring questions about the royals. Don't call them out for their wrongdoings. Keep doing your fluffy little pieces. And I'm aware, like, a lot of the channels, like, the royal channels, they don't like me. But, if I had to worry about people that don't like me, then, yeah, I don't even think I would lose sleep over it. What gets me is the bullying. The bullying. But I'll say it again. Do your bloody jobs. You claim you are reporters, especially like Dan Wooten and stuff like that. Do your job and report on the Andrew situation. Report on the situation that Charles was in a decade-long friendship with Savile. And then maybe some of us would have a little bit of respect, and it would show some integrity in your part.